Welcome everyone to otakusandgeeks.com. Mature audiences only. Justin here, and we are back with another visual novel game for my 21 and up. I will say 21 and up. 21 up. And today we're going to be talking about the visual novel game Summer Clover, which you can catch on Steam. And as always, I give you a brief synopsis of the game and overview of the story. This will be completely spoiler free. So without further ado, my friends, here we go. You are millions of dollars in debt and struggling to make ends meet as you toil away at your day job for a major conglomerate. Your life takes a frustrating turn for the worse when your colleagues repeatedly and falsely accuse you of sexual harassment. In a twist, your supervisor, Shizuko, proposes a unexpected job transfer, a position as a housekeeper at your employer's mansion, along with a significant pay raise, will also be giving you a free room to live in. However, you'll be spending your time serving the owners of the mansion, who happen to be three unusual, captivating sisters. Prepare for a summer full of blush-worthy, heart-pounding escapades as you tend to the three sisters and your dependable supervisor. And this is so funny. I really enjoyed this one. And story wise, it's funny. And of course, this is spoiler free, but I'll just let me give you a premise for my H gamers out there of what this story entails. So you play the protagonist, which you get to name, male protagonist, which you get to name, and the reason why he's being located, and this is where the minor spoiler will come into play. It's just hilarious. And the best way I can put this is that without, really being censored or have to worry about, going to the shadow realm, is that the main protagonist has a big D. And because he has a big D, though, and depending on the clothes that he's wearing, the uniform of the job, and unfortunately for him, his uniform always shows the outline of his D. And because he has a big D, the female coworkers think that he is constantly arisen, and that causes problems in the workforce because when he's even talking to female characters, even if he's not arisen, the outfit that he wears, the uniform that he wears, the jeans makes it look like he's always arisen, and that when he approaches a coworker, it looks like he's always turned on. So to kind of remedy that, they sent him to the mansion, and that's all I'm gonna say about the plot. But believe it or not, and I've actually been surprised on how intricate some of these H games are because they actually really have good stories. It's not really all about sexy time. Like they actually have some really good character development and some really interesting characters. And what I liked about this particular game is that yeah, it's yes, there's nudity. Yes, there's sexy times in this. Yes, we'll get into all that when it comes to the gameplay. But in terms of story, it was actually a fun story to play. I actually did enjoy reading all the dialogues. It's not one of those games where you just want to fast forward and get to the sexy times. I'll get into the gameplay in a second, but I like the fact that you really built relationships with these girls. You get to know some of their flaws, their fears, and you actually build a actual bond with them. And I was actually pleasantly surprised with the story with this. The game took me at least a good 12 hours to maximize everybody's affections for me and everything else, but just the story purposes, it was actually pretty good. And each sister has their own unique quirks, their own unique kicks. We'll get kinks. We'll get into that with the sexy times, but I generally did like the story, and I thought they did a really good job. I was pleasantly surprised on how detailed they were with the characterization front on this. I thought it was pretty solid. But anyway, let's talk a little bit about the gameplay. So the gameplay is what you will expect from an H visual novel. As a housekeeper, you are tasked with various things such as cleaning and cooking. That is all you have to do to keep the girls happy. But obviously, there's more. So you have actions, which is actions, special actions you can take. Energy is where you can do your various actions. Also, your stamina, your desire, which is your sexual desires, your stress level on how much energy you spend. Money and points is what is currency that you can spend at the store that will aid you in your missions. And your cleaning abilities. So you also can have to go to various places to clean, such as the bathroom, your room, the hallway, the living room. You also have the backyard, and of course, you have the kitchen. Now, if you go to your room, there's various things you could do. You have a nudie mag, which will raise your sexual desires. You can clean your room, the drawer, which is things in the drawer that you have to unlock, and napping. Keep in mind that napping will further the time. And speaking of time, my friends, there is really no time limit to get things done. So there's no rush. You can focus on just one girl if you wish, or you can just do like I did and just focus on all three or four at once. And it's actually pretty better off for it. And there's various things at the store that you can buy that really helps aid you. And there are little cool mini quests as well that would which break the monotony of the dating sim, which I will go into in a bit when we get to that section. But cleaning is pretty much easy. All you do is click on the room and look at your energy level. If you have enough energy to clean, then you can just press the clean button. And then right here, as you can see, he's cleaning, but it took 17 points of energy. So in order to refill energy, you can take a bath or use an item from the store. Cooking, you have various recipes that you could buy from the store, but keep in mind that not all foods all girls are going to like. So it's best to find out, which they'll give you indicators on, find out which foods that works best for the trio. When you go to the store, you have options to buy things, but there's also this thing called missions that you get from your boss. And these missions will help you earn currency. The more currency you get, the more items that you can buy for the store, which will help you in your relationships and building your relationships, not just with your boss, but with the girls as well. So as you saw me just click the missions there. Now we could go to various locations for the missions. And the missions is really simple. It's just basically choice based. It's nothing like graphically, oh my gosh, this is like something like a mini game, but it's just you choosing the best option. And depending on what option you choose, you either get something like a mission accomplished, you'll get either some stats, or you'll get some money, or it will raise the sexual desires of your boss. Now, when it comes to the store, this is where you spend all the money that you earn, which will be beneficial for you, especially in the early beginnings of the game where you're cooking and you're cleaning and it takes a lot of energy. The store is going to be your best friend because you get to buy items that are going to help you raise your energy, items that will help you raise the girl's sexual desires so you can have sexy times. But keep in mind, you also have to have that affection up as well. They're not just going to sleep with you because their desires are high. And there's various things that you have to do. And of course, when you go to the shop, make sure to buy some condoms because the condoms, they're not going to sleep with you without protection. Good for them. Always use protection, folks. But pretty much, it's really cut and paste, cut and dry for what this store really is. There's items that you can get, certain books that girls like. There's one girl that's like rock music, so you can buy a rock book as a gift, which will really raise her desires and affections for you. So it's basically talking and having conversations like any other visual novel dating game of what works for the girl and what doesn't work for the girl. There are moments where you might say the wrong thing and her affection goes down, but I found it kind of easy for you to just talk your way out of it and get the affections pretty much up. It's getting to talk to them is very easy. And as you can see here, I'm giving a gift to Kazumi here, and she loves it. And also, you can give gifts that will raise her sexual desires. So here, there's things that you can see you can see the faces right there. If you click on one, then that's actually going to lower her morale just a little bit because you need to get to the next option. So you have various options that you can unlock: compliments, jokes, flirting with, such as naughty stuff. And of course, as you can see, or as you just saw there is also the sex option where you'll get to choose various positions and relive the cutscenes. And this time you'll be able to play the cutscenes. And that's pretty much, I will go into the sexy time options is basically you choosing your position that you have unlocked and you pressing which speed you want. And it has some girls are more freakier and kinkier than others. So like the sister here, Ayano, she is the freakiest one of them all. And I won't go into too details. You have to play the game to see how freaky she is. But let's just say she is probably the best lover in this game. And she has X-ray vision. She has a lot more features. She's actually the best one. But it's actually a fun gameplay wise, folks. But there is some things we have to talk about in terms of voice acting and presentation because this is fully voice acted. So let's check that out. So voice acting is pretty standard, what you expect from an H visual novel, and even the music as well. Sound effects, very easy to listen to music, very mellow, something that really just is calm, collective, easy to listen to. It would have been nice to get music that actually will fit the sexy times, but hey, I can't complain. It's a very standard visual novel type of soundtrack on what you expect. And that will lead me to my final grade. And of course, when it comes to video games, we are either buy it, wait for a sale, or skip it. So Summer Clover, I actually had fun with it. I completed it in about 12 hours. I'm going to give this a buy it. Some people might be turned off by the early beginning grind, especially with the energy and the energy constantly being depleted for what takes time to clean. But once you get your levels up, it just becomes such an easy breeze. And it's the characters and the story is actually pretty fun. So I'm gonna give this one a buy it. This is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com for my mature audiences only. What did you think of Summer Clover? If you played it, comment below, let me know. And of course, we'll be back with more reviews. We'll catch you on the next one. Later days.